out today. But I want to say to all of you that are out there that are taking Thrive every day and you're experiencing what it's like to thrive. Uh, it's a passion for every one of us that are probably on this Zoom today. A lot of you that are guests, a lot of you that are new Thrivers. I've always said to people, it gets better with time. And that's the most important thing for all of us today as we talk about some very powerful foundational topics that you all are going to hear from these women that have achieved the pinnacle of success with our business. It's because of these foundational topics that they are going to share with you today. I think it is so important that if you do not have a notepad, it can be pen and a pencil, or you can flip over and be taking notes on your phone, whatever you're doing, take notes today, please. Um, as I mentioned when we started this video off, the foundation of this company is where it is, or the company is where it is, because so many of us have had um, our tagline, live a life that you deserve. Live a life that you deserve. What does that mean? When this company was first starting, year one, I never in a billion years, it's a good word to use with us, I never in a billion years would have thought we would be where any of us are today. This happened because in the first 12 months, consistency of every walk of life, waking up and taking 2 capsules by the bedside. So if you're a new thriver on this call, this is your foundational key to success. Put the capsules by your friends' bedsides, or let them do that, but put the capsules by the bedside. Why? Because over time, this product only gets better. The experience with your body only gets better. Start with common sense, and I say that very respectfully. Wake up in the morning and set your alarm 10 minutes early. Take the capsules, lay there for 10 minutes. I'm so confident for every one of you on this Zoom today that if you take that first foundation as your key of what can I do with this company, helping people in the months ahead and in the weeks ahead, people I care about, it starts with making sure you know results are what create someone that's a pessimist, someone that's curious, to a believer in a short period of time. Today is about believing in everything that you do as you attach your name to the Thrive experience. Foundation number one, make sure you teach family members and friends to put the capsule by the bedside. Foundation number two, and I'm going to talk to you just quickly about the product, but foundation number two is within 10 to 15, 20 minutes at the latest. When we first started, everyone was curious if it was 10 minutes or 15. I'm here to tell you all, just try to do it within 20 minutes of taking the capsule, whatever you want to do in the morning, right? The key, do not wake up and have breakfast and then take our product. Wake up every morning on an empty stomach, or do not take our product tomorrow morning. Why? Foundation number two is the lifestyle mix, the product. Second product that you take within 20 minutes. This is designed with pre and probiotics, digestive enzymes. This product fills your nutritional gaps at a very fast pace. You feel incredible. Most importantly, the testimonies, the stories over the years of this product, of what it does for people within 2 to 3 days of taking the product. I've always encouraged people, look, if you really want to feel like $1,000,000, take the capsules by the bedside, 10 to 15 minutes, take the lifestyle mix, and then take a second one around lunchtime. I didn't tell you not to eat. Y'all go do what you want to do. I'm not trying to sell you green beans and anything else on this call today. I'm saying live the life you already live, but take this obvious key to this business is your success starts with you. And if you are not showing people how to start their Thrive experience correctly, that's on you. That's not on us. The key to this business is making sure you get people started on the capsules by the bedside so that within 10 to 15 minutes, they're at that product's in, they're going, oh my gosh. By day 3, by day 10, they're going, I'm not as stiff in the mornings when I wake up. My legs feel good. I can't believe I'm not foggy headed within 15 minutes. Your key to success in this business is being able to relate to every other person that you do not know in your town. being able to relate to everyone you do not know that's out there on the internet. How do you relate to them? I told you, the capsules by the bedside, 7 out of 10 people are going to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe how clear headed I am, how focused I am. I feel like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I feel like $1,000,000. The capsules do that. The foundation number 2, the lifestyle mix, within 10 to 15 minutes of taking that, people are going, oh my gosh, I feel incredible. This is unbelievable. It compounds, it adds to the capsule clearly, right? But the key is within 3 days, every one of us can reflect back and look at how different the third day was than the first. Every one of us, beyond a shadow of a doubt, can say, after 10 mornings of taking these products on an empty stomach, I cannot believe how my 10th morning is on my versus my first. So I gave you all an intro to those 2 products that are foundational because that was the only thing that I talked to anyone about for 12 months. The first 12 months of this business, I said every day, Lord, thank you for the roof over my head, the food in my fridge, the ability to put shoes on my kids' feet, keep me balanced as much as I can, because the first 12 months, over $10 million in orders came in for these 2 products. After this training today, 2022 has 12 months in it. You have 12 months. Stick to the basics. Remember those 2 products. The last but not least, and I want to make it just a side note. If you think you want to build this business on social media, go for it. But you better build a relationship with every single person that you're growing with through social media. I love social media. That changed my life. But most importantly, I love being able to see people personally and say, take these 2 capsules tomorrow morning by the bedside. This is the women's lifestyle mix. Within 10 to 15 minutes, I want you to take the lifestyle mix. This is vanilla. I never start with different flavors because I want people to see colors. Last but not least, I want you to, what did I do? I want you to put this on your arm above your bicep. This is the DFT. The reason I did not talk to you all about the third product is because the first year we did not launch with this. The second year we went from $10 million in online orders to, I don't know, north of $70 million in a 12-month period. Now, let me just make sure you all know, there's no company on the planet that is going to have that type of growth unless there's just a consistent group of people that are sold out about their personal experience. And when you master simplicity, and then you tell someone, now put this product on your arm, I tell people, until you've made at least $800 in commissions with our company, stick to the top 3 selling products in the history of our company. Number 1 selling product, number 2 selling product, but because of all the other flavors, this product is the number 1 seller, but this is the number 1 single seller. The reason this is number 1 is because there's a lot of different flavors, so people reorder this a lot more, if that makes sense. And the bottom line is, you all, this product is incredibly effective. Don't ever look at this like a protein shake. No, this is designed to get your body operating at its peak state. But all that being said, it's an honor to be able to be on this Zoom with all of you. I'll see you in Punta Cana. I will see you all in several locations in 2022. I'm going to hop in and out. I'm going to let Liz take over, and I'm going to do, on my birthday today, I'm going to be calling out a lot of names for $400 shopping sprees. So I'm going to come back and forth in between people are talking. I'm going to call out a lot of names. So we're going to have fun. Last but not least, do not email in. Write this down, everybody. If I call your name, you have 2 minutes, period, in a subject from the time that I call your name. No exceptions made. If I call your name out at 10:10, you have 10:12 in the subject. Okay? If you email in at 10:20, someone texted you and said, "They just called your name." You're long from winning. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it to Liz, and you all have to email into calls@level.com. calls@le-vel.com. calls@level.com. And subject line, my name was called. Okay. Liz, I'm going to turn it to you.
And it has to be from the email that's
That's
your
correct.
little account.
That's correct.
Yes. And please don't email unless Paul calls your name, y'all.
100%. Because if you do email in and your name wasn't called, don't ever think anyone around here is going to be emailing you privately saying, hey, I think I want to help you in your area. Let's do the honor system. So if your name is called, email in, you have 2 minutes, and it has to come in from your email in your profile that you have with us. Otherwise, you do not win.
Yeah. So if you're a new customer and you haven't opened your free account yet, then now is the time, and you want to do that so you could get some of those free Thrive credits that Paul's talking about. So as you heard, today is Paul's birthday, and you know me, I love social media. We're all really excited, and like how awesome that Paul was willing to get on the line with us today on his birthday. Like, anyway, we're just so blessed like to have our leaders in Paul and Jason. And anyway, if you want to give Paul a little birthday shout out on social media, if you're not following him, it's at Paul Gravette on Instagram, and of course he's on Facebook as well. But anyway, that would be a nice way to say thank you and, you know, give him a little shout out on his birthday today. So we're going to get started with these incredible leaders. We have 4 amazing women on the line. We've got Beth Graves, 200K Beth Graves, 200K Blair Critch, 200K Kelly Hoover, and 80K Hannah Crest, who is, before long, I'll be saying 200K Hannah Crest. I feel pretty sure about that. But anyway, we have these incredible women on the line. They're going to give you the tools that you really need to make your business successful this year. And the theme for this training, other than happy birthday, Paul, is believe. So the thing that I want you guys to start with is just believe that this year can be your year, and believe that this year you can make it happen. And these ladies are going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to turn it over to y'all to get started.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody. It is so exciting to see you guys in the chat, full of gratitude and thankfulness for this company, for Paul, and I'm wishing him a happy birthday. So I love it. And this week, you guys got an amazing training on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in your daily activity. And I hope you guys watched it. It was amazing. But now you might be wondering, okay, I get it. I know what I should be doing every single day, but really, how do I find the people? How do I get those new accounts? Or maybe you are literally in the middle right now while we're on this, working on getting your 50% bonus right now. Actually, drop in the comments right now in the chat. Have you achieved it? Have you got your 50%? I see you, Carl. Have you gotten your 50% bonus yet? And if you haven't, how close are you to getting it? I need 1 free customer account. I've put out my intention. I believe I'm going to achieve this today. How about you? Do you believe you're going to achieve it? And how close are you? We're so excited to give you guys some great tips and ideas today. And you're going to love this. And you're not going to want your team to miss this either. So make sure you message people, because I will tell you this. In my first few months, Beth and Elise would message us anytime there was a corporate call, corporate training, anything, to just remind us. And I so appreciated it, because she didn't need to do that, but you have so many things going on. You're messaging new thrivers, you're helping new promoters, and your mind gets kind of flustered sometimes. So just remind people, send out messages right now to not only your personals, but anybody you know who's new on your team, to make sure they know how to hop on here. So today we're going to be talking about, where's your next thriver? How do you bring them in confidently to your cloud office, get them started, keep them thriving, upgrade them to promoter, and how to help them to be some of your best referral sources. Have you ever wondered how people like Beth Graves, Hannah Crest, Kelly Hoover, Maria Dillard, Sheila Fazzoni, all these amazing leaders continue to find their newest thrivers, right? So we're going to be sharing all of that today. But I also want to tell you, we've got a fun little feature we decided to do. When each one of us are speaking, if you hear something and you don't understand it and you want to have a little bit of clarity on it, ask a question, because the other leaders will be looking, and we'll ask one question to each of us during our turn. So we might be able to use your question. So feel free to ask those questions. We want to make sure that you leave here today going, okay, I know exactly how to do that. So starting off today, you guys are going to get to hear from Hannah on how she literally gets everyone around her thriving, like even her mailman. So Hannah, I'm going to throw it over to you, and cannot wait to hear you share this story.
Good morning, everyone, and happy birthday, Paul. So when we did our practice training the other day, I was telling all of these wonderful women, how they were asking me, how I was getting people local to my area on the Thrive products. And I told this story, and they're like, this is what you need to talk about. This is what you need to share with everyone. So I'm going to train and do a story that's personal to me. So life before Thrive, I ran a small business with my sister, and it was a small online boutique. And we had so many packages going out. We had these big packages going out to everyone in our area, in every state. And sorry, I don't know what happened to my Zoom. We had all these packages, and there were these big packages, and I would put a flag in my mailbox. And I think my dogs are going crazy, like mom life. I'm so sorry. There's probably somebody here getting a sample off my porch. I apologize. But life before Thrive, I owned this boutique. And I had all these packages coming, and I had the same mailman that was coming every single day to pick up these packages. And finally, about a month ago, he was like, Hannah, are you not doing your boutique anymore? Are you not doing your business? And I'm like, well, I don't really do that right now, but I'm doing, something else. And he was like, what are you doing? All of these packages are so small. So I was sending some samples out in the mail that people had been requesting. And I was like, oh, well, I'm a promoter for this product because Thrive. And it's these vitamins, and it's a 3-step experience, and it's completely changed my life. And it just gave me so much energy. And I was just talking to him about these products. And he's an older gentleman, and he came and we were talking, and he was like, well, I think I need something like that. I don't have any energy. I'm running myself ragged. We're short-staffed here at the Postal Service. And I was like, this was 8:00 in the morning, you guys. And I just asked him, I was like, well, have you ate breakfast this morning? Have you done anything? He's like, no, actually, I just started my route. I was like, well, hold that thought. Just hold on a second. Let's reel it back in. So I ran into my house, and I gave him a packet of capsules, and I was like, here, take these. And I said, well, actually, hold on a second. I'm going to run back in here and make you a shake. So I gave him a packet of capsules, and I took him a bottle of water, and he took the capsules standing right there in front of me, ran back in my house, and I made him like just a chocolate shake. I asked him what he would prefer. And because I have, like every Thriver, we have the variety of our favorite flavors. So I asked him, what do you prefer? It's like, I think I would like chocolate. So I came back in here, I mixed some almond milk and chocolate, and I shook it, and I took it back out there. I gave him one of my blender bottles that I never use. He still has it. I didn't ask for it back. So I gave it to him. I took it to him. I took him a regular patch. He stuck it on his arm, and he went about his day. The very next morning, you guys, he literally came back to my route, and he picked up more samples, and he was like, I'm going to tell you that I was super skeptical about what you were doing. He was like, but I trusted you because I had been around you for, the last year. I mean, and I just built a relationship with him, you guys. I would leave goodies, everyone during the virus was leaving their mailmen goodie bags, and I was putting brownies and cookies in bags and putting them in my mailbox. So I built that relationship with him, so he trusted me, and he knew that I wasn't gonna poison him. But I started just talking about these products, but instead of just handing him a sample and just telling him, hey, do this tomorrow, I connected with him and asked him if he had ate breakfast, because these products have to be done on an empty stomach. These products need to be done first thing in the morning. Well, he had just started his route. He came back the next day, and he was like, I was super skeptical, but I want you to know that I felt the energy, and I did not stop all day long yesterday. He said, I think I need it. So he became a 4-week customer that day. He literally got outside of his mail truck, and we signed him up in a customer account. He had his credit card out, and he literally bought a 4-week pack right there. And he has talked to me about it every single day that he comes by and picks up samples from my porch. He's like, I don't know what this stuff is, but this is amazing. I'm so impressed. And he was like, I think my wife wants to do it. What you have to realize is, me building local, everyone has a network. Everyone that you give product to or get product in people's hands in your area, they know people that you don't know. Like Blair was talking about the 50% commission that is running right now. I locked mine in by just getting my thrivers thriving for free. All of mine are based on referrals. I wanted my people to thrive for free because that's such an awesome concept and opportunity for our customers and our promoters. There's no other company out there that is based around free. You can get your products for free. You can get your products for free. Your customers can get their products for free, and you can just get referrals. And guys, that's what it's about. So I grow local because I just put products in people's hands. You have to have the confidence and you have to be prepared. Keeping your purse, keeping samples in your car, keeping everything around you, and just being confident enough to talk about it. Just, I'm, products and all these things. I could have not talked to him about it, but I chose to take a little bit of an extra effort and take him 2 capsules, come back in here and make him a shake and take it to him and I didn't make him, but I told him to stick the patch on his arm. And it completely changed his life. He absolutely loves our product. So just having the confidence, thriving out loud. I know that everyone tells you that, and I know that you hear that all the time, but just truly thriving out loud and making sure that people know you're the Thrive person. I want people to know when I walk anywhere in my local area, oh, that's Hannah. She sells that Thrive. She does that Thrive. I want to be that person. And you should too, because you have gold in your hands. And if you're not telling everyone around it, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a promoter. Yes, the money is great. How you feel is great, but you're doing a disservice to people around you in your local area and everywhere else if you're not telling them how great this product is. So that's kind of my story and how I got my mailman on Thrive.
Hannah, I love your story so much. And I was watching so many questions come in, but I want to ask you a specific question about the samples that you leave on your porch. Will you dive in a little bit more? We probably heard with your dogs barking, someone coming to get an actual sample. So what does that actually look like? And how do you share with people about that? Will you dive in a little bit to that?
Yeah, so actually I can pull this box right here. So this is what sits on my porch when I have people coming to get samples. And I'm very simple. I keep it simple. Women's capsules, vanilla shake. And when I sample people, they don't get anything but the regular DFT. I don't throw white labels. I don't throw tack in there. I don't throw ultra. It's clearly cut and dry, 3 steps, 3 simple steps. And they're in these little poly mailers and they have their name on them. So when I have someone say, hey, I want a sample, can you hook me up? And I'm like the black sheep and I do 2 days. I don't do 3 and I don't do 1. I went in the middle and I do 2-day samples, and everyone's different. And that's okay. If you do 3 days, if you do 1 day, that's up to you. So, and I have found that 2 days works for me and works for the people that I bring in. But I'll fold this over, I'll put it in there, and I'll just sit it on my porch. And they get my address, and they just tell me when they're popping in and coming by to get it. So my sample follow-up is, they come. So whoever just came and got theirs today, they're going to start in the morning, and I will write them down. I make them tell me hey, I'm starting this morning, and I have a super good, I have a follow-up system. I'm checking in on them day 1 at the beginning. I'm checking in on them at the end of it. Hey, how was your day? How are you feeling about, how was it? And then that very day 2, I'm asking them how they slept last night. Did you get good rest? How do you feel? Are you excited about trying day 2? And you just have to build that relationship, like Paul said. I have people on social media that message me, but I don't just say, hey, yeah, here's my link and you can go order that way. I truly build relationships with every single person that I talk to. And that's a lot of people. I'm the oddball that I don't really have a setting IPA list that I do every single day. income producing activities that all of these other people talk about. I don't do that because I will be honest with you, like I literally build relationships and I talk to people all day long. But that's what works for me. What works for me might not work for you. If you need to sit down at your desk and you need to work for 45 minutes to an hour and do whatever you want to do, that's you. It's totally fine to do that for you, but that's what works for me. I love sampling because I love getting products into people's hands. So that's kind of my sampling system. I just have a cool little label box and I stick it on my porch, and that's what they know that they're looking for. It's different from everything else on my porch because it's green, orange, and blue.
I have a question for you. And how are you this early afternoon?
I'm good. How are you? Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. We have fun conversations. We talk about, I think, success in a different way. I think when we talk about success, I'm always saying, Hannah, do not buy anything. But if I had to ask you, I want you to come back on this thought. I want you to think over the last 2 weeks who you're most proud of, narrow it down, put the name down, and come back to me in 30 seconds. Note for everyone that's out there. And if you just jumped on, when we started this Zoom, we talked about the first 12 months of taking orders on the internet of this product, or taking orders online. This was the only two products, let me do it the right way. The only two products that we had in our first 12 months of business, the women's and the men's capsule, but this is the women's, and the vanilla lifestyle mix. The first 12 months, $10 million in orders. As I always say to everyone, the first 12 months, never ever would I have, my mind wasn't in that space. My mind was always saying to people, Kelly, Blair, Beth, everyone, my mindset was take these capsules by the bedside, take this lifestyle mix 20 minutes from there. And it was a robotic process every single day, the first 12 months. The first 12 months when we started taking orders on the internet, I kid you all not, I bet you I was on, oh goodness, 15 to 30 three-way calls a day, one random conference call every 24 to 48 hours, very rarely 72. But it was fulfilling and important that I would get on a live conference call. This is before Zoom technologies, but I would get on a live conference call, and I want to challenge you all on this. So many people think that there are secrets to success. No, it's the go-getters. It's the hustlers. It's those that are, by God, come heck or high water. Glad I thought of this. My vision board that I'm rebuilding right now in color, Superhawk 55. Go Google that. So, but anyway, I don't get any of these things that are on my vision board until I achieve X in personal productivity. That's how I've always lived my life. But I want to say this to you all. The reason I stepped in with Hannah, two things. One, we're all the same. And my life is very different now than it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. So is yours. What separates every one of us is how many people we can look back on versus where every one of us today that have had a whole level of success that you never thought possible in this company. And I'll bet you all, a lot of us have one thing in common. We're putting in images, goals. So this is a boat that I want. I just have the name down right now, but I drew the logo exactly the way the logo is of the Superhawk 55. That boat, I could get it right now. I could order it right now. I'm not ordering it until 5/22/23. And I'm giving myself until 5/22/23 to achieve all of my personal financial goals, my savings goals, very important, my savings goals. But as we all move forward, hear the message of Hannah. I have no idea, 400 plus personal people in her town that have ordered the product from her. You all embrace the power around getting around someone personally, that you can put this product into someone's hands. The biggest lesson for all of us as we move forward today, tomorrow, the next 10 days, these products come in single serve packages for a reason. I can see my neighbor and put that on the porch outside and give her this and the lifestyle mix and the DFT. Your package doesn't come in a bottle of pills. Why? We know our product works. We're not trying to sell anyone a bottle of pills. That's hell of a lot cheaper. Pardon my French. It's a heck of a lot cheaper to put a bunch of pills in a bottle and put a sticker on it than to do this and to do it right. And we're proud of our packaging. We have to look the best, you all, because at the end of the day, it's you that is personally dealing with the potential customer. The product looks great, but you have to work with them personally. So, who's the person's name that you wrote down?
My team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Christy Mumpower.
Christy gets $400 in Thrive mail out credits, samples. Congratulations, Christy. Who's next? Okay, Kelly, Blair, Beth. Think hard. No favoritism. People that you're so proud of in the last 2 weeks that have flat out PPA, local. They're proud to put the product into people's hands in their communities. I want to know on this Zoom today, I got to tell you all something cool that's coming, a lot of great stuff. We've got a laundry list of announcements in 2022. So stay engaged, all of you new thrivers, because 2022 is going to be our biggest year of nonstop announcements. In 2022, we are very, very focused on 4K VIP. I'll give you all a little hint. I won't say anything, but wrapped up last night a plan for 4Ks. It's going to be the biggest thing we've ever done for 4Ks. If you all say, "Oh, I want an auto bonus," so I'd give anything to have an $800 month auto bonus. $12,000 in orders doesn't happen by yourself. It could. The reality is, month after month after month, it's your cousin telling their in-law down up in Illinois or wherever. It's word of mouth, right? But the biggest key to all of us as we move forward today is how many of you on this call. I have the whole list of all the 4Ks that have already achieved for the month of January. It's a long list. Those of you that are 4Ks for the first month or in the first 30 days, hear me closely. And I'm going to say this to 12Ks, 40Ks, 80Ks, 200Ks. You better pay close attention. 200Ks, I'm going to talk to you for 5 seconds. Oh, you want to live this life? Okay. Let's see in February and March how many 4Ks you are bringing up. We're about to do something, but we'll see who the best is. Some of these people go, "Oh, I'm 200K. Man, you haven't done a local in your town in 2 years. You haven't knocked on a neighbor's door in 2 years. I don't care what the rank is. The future of this company is based off of the people. We see the numbers. We see who's growing locally. We see the radius stuff. We have a big announcement coming next week. Let's see. I did Tennessee this week. Next week, we're doing globally. Write this down. Globally, we're going to start pulling reports every week and rewarding. It'll be between 10 and 20. We haven't narrowed that down yet, but between 10 and 20 people that have the best radius momentum. So, Beth, you have X amount of orders within a 30 or 1 hour radius in your team around you. Blair, you've got, X amount of growth. And so multiple people can win. It could be everyone in Florida for that matter. It could be everyone in South Carolina. I like South Carolina. Anyway, no matter where you all live, if you are in Minnesota, Minnesota is really good at getting the product into people's hands within that state. So I want you all to be prepared for a big 4K announcement coming. All right, who's next?
All right. That is so exciting, you guys. Hannah, I have to just say thank you so much for sharing really how you're growing your local market. And you guys, we are going to keep the same theme going with growing your local market, but I'm specifically going to talk about how to connect with people in your local area using Instagram. All right. That's specific. I'm going to walk you through some step-by-step approaches. So make sure you grab your notebook if you do not have it first. But I'm going to start off with a little story similar to Hannah's mailman story. I'm going to share a little story about someone local that I met through using Instagram. So this specific woman, I'm on Instagram, I'm being consistent on there, but I met a local mom and I met her through actually connecting through a restaurant. It's the town next to me. And I went to this local restaurant and began to connect with people there. And we'll talk a little bit more about how to find that in a moment. But I want to share with you this process. It's very similar to the process that Hannah shared with her mailman, except this is someone that I met through Instagram. So I met this local mom, right? We generally connected because she's a mom of girls. I'm a mom of girls. And that was our connection. I showed her love, her account some love. I went to her account. I learned a little bit about her, what I thought may be her pain points. Let's be real. All those moms out there, I know that they're tired. I know they're worn out. I know that they're not specifically maybe giving themselves their absolute best every day because they're busy doing other things, right? So our connections, we begin to build a trust. She started trusting me. Guess what she also did? She went to my stories and she began to watch me and learn about me. And guess what was on my stories? My 3 simple steps, my everyday energetic life. All right. So we were connecting with each other, even though we weren't necessarily talking every single day. So a few days went by, we began to continue to have our conversation, and then we did start to talk. Okay, we started to talk more in the DMs. Here's the interesting thing. She never talked to me about Thrive. It never came up in conversation, even though I did try to take it that direction. But here's what she did. On my stories on a regular basis, I will pop up a sample link. You know, we all here at Lavelle.com have our Thrive sample link that the company gives us for free. So you can add that to your Instagram stories and they can actually press the link and go to your free website and fill it out, right? And then what happens? You get an email with their phone number and with their email address and you can connect. So what did I do? When I saw this came in, I didn't recognize her name right away, but I sent her a text. And I said, hey, I just saw that you requested a sample. I would love to learn a little bit more about what it is that you need so I can make sure I set you up for success with this product. When can you chat? Can you chat today at 5 or tomorrow at 6, which is better? All right, I gave her options and I let her know who I was, obviously, because I'm texting her from a number that she didn't know. And so after that, we spoke on the phone. She was like, yeah, I can talk later today. I'll be driving home from work. Perfect. All right. So I got on the phone with her. I asked her some questions. I said, what is it that you are really looking for? And she said, I really want to lose some weight. Since, you know, things have happened in the pandemic, I have put on some weight. I don't feel like I'm feeling my absolute best. And I absolutely related with her. And then I let her know that a 3-day mini Thrive experience was not going to help her lose weight, that the most successful people would do this. And I set up the plan for her. Now, I will tell you, my personal push is always to start someone new if they're needing to lose weight on the detox and then go right into the Thrive experience. So I shared with her, the most successful people, they start out doing an amazing 10-day detox. We have everything set up for you to have success. You'll most likely drop some weight. You're also going to reset your habits. And then you roll right into the Thrive experience and you're going to feel that energy. You're going to continue to see weight loss. I started specifically pointing out what her results were going to be. And then I said to her, just think about this. By the end of February, and I painted the picture of how she was going to feel. You guys, she ordered right there on the spot. I want her to have success, okay? I share that story with you for two reasons. Number one is consistency. Okay, being consistent on your social media, being consistent with talking about the products. Just like Hannah is consistent when she is out in her everyday life, you need to do that as well as be consistent on your stories. So why do people follow you? Why do people come and follow you on Instagram or on Facebook? Do you post your 3 steps every single morning? All right, if you don't, I would encourage you to, and don't just post your stories, but share with someone the pain points of what they need to be feeling. Is it afternoon energy? Have you dropped weight? Do you have mental clarity? Your joint aches and are better? Whatever it is. And be consistent with this, because a lot of times when you're first connecting new with someone on social media, they're connecting, and then they immediately go to your page and be like, well, who is this Kelly girl? Like, what is she all about? And then they start watching you. Okay, so when you do that, you really want to specifically be consistent about talking about the benefits that this product, that the Thrive experience, that the detox has given you. All right, for me, what keyed this specific local mom in was that I talked about the afternoons and the evenings with my kid, that I still had the energy to show up and not sit on the sidelines. I was talking about that in my stories and then connected with her. Also, take people behind the scenes, the community. In fact, let's just do this right now. Everyone take out your phones, and I want you to take a picture at some point, either now or at some point, and talk about the Zoom and the free training that you get here. And talk about the community, because there are so many people that need and want a positive community. And that is something, when you're on Zooms, be consistent with that. And so the last thing I want to share with you about building your local market, but being able to do it with utilizing social media, is I want you to think about Instagram specifically being almost like 3 different social medias. So you've got your reels, which if you're not doing reels yet, they're a lot of fun. They get a lot of people to your page, watching your stories, which they will see thrive in your stories, your post, and then your stories. They're really 3 separate pieces of social media, and utilizing them all to their fullest. But if you go to a specific area, so I'm going to give you an example of where I connected with this mom. So I live in a small town, very small town, right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, there are lots of places in Charlotte that I love to visit. There are restaurants, there are spas, there are gyms, there are places that people will tag themselves in. So there is something called a geotag. All right, so you can go, you can search your town, you can search a restaurant within your town, or the town within maybe an hour radius of where you live, and you can see, is your ideal person, is your avatar, who is that you want to help start thriving? You can go and you can go to that location, and then you can begin connecting with these accounts and go onto their page, follow them, get to know them a little bit, and then send them a message about something that they have shared. Find that connection piece. You want to ask them questions. All right. It's so simple to grow your local market by utilizing face-to-face communications when you're out and about and being very intentional. But you also can meet people, especially if you don't know a lot of people. You can meet people locally with utilizing geotags and your Instagram. So if you do this on a regular basis, the final tip I will give you is, let's just say you choose a town about 20 minutes away. You go and you spend 20 or 30 minutes looking at maybe a spa or a restaurant or a juice bar. A lot of people are living healthy right now in January, and you go and you look at those accounts. When you see someone, so for example, if I were to see Blair Critch and I go to her page, and I will, if you look at on their actual post, you sort of see like a little tag right underneath their face. You can click the save button, and then a little tiny blue line comes up and it says save to collection. You can tap that, and then you can say Charlotte, North Carolina. I can say Belmont, North Carolina. I can say a certain town. All right. And then I know when I go back to follow up with them the next day, I go to that local town that is right next to the current town I live in. And I go and I communicate. It keeps it organized, and you are getting your local market thriving. You are helping other people. You're utilizing social media, but you're doing it both at the exact same time. So I hope that those tips help you. I can't wait to look and see what the rest of the ladies share today.
Hey, Kelly, so I got one question. You guys were asking some great questions, but I feel like she answered a lot of them as she went on. But one person asked, how often do you post on Instagram? And I get asked this question all the time. So can you share with them, how often do you post on Instagram?
Yes. So I think this is really, truly up to you. From the latest Instagram gurus that I have followed, and I do follow quite a few, you really can't necessarily post too much. So my current strategy right now is posting one reel a day and one post a day. Okay. If you do what you can, it's not necessarily how many times you can post. It's what can you be consistent with? If you can be consistent with posting 3 times a week, be consistent with posting 3 times a week. But your post means I'm open for business. It means, hello, I am here. I want to share this product and this business with you. If you can post every single day and be consistent, post every single day and be consistent. Post a reel every single day. You can actually look, if you're not utilizing hashtags, you can look at your post, your individual post, and view the insights on that post and see, hey, am I utilizing my hashtags correctly? How many people are seeing my reel or seeing my post from that? So the short and quick answer is whatever the number is for you, just be consistent. Every single day is the perfect scenario, but I do realize sometimes life happens. In your stories, I would say minimum of 5 stories a day. Start there, okay? Some days you may have more, some days you may have less. I will give you a tip about stories. First thing in the morning, it's one of my very first income producing activities that I do is I share my 3 simple steps. I share my lifestyle capsules. I share what flavor I am drinking that day. I share which DFT I'm wearing and what it is giving to me, the afternoon energy, the mental clarity. And then in the evening, share things throughout the day, but in the evening, share something as well, because when you share on your stories, your little bubble goes all the way to the left for your followers, which means that they're seeing your stories first, okay? Here's the other last thing I will share is do not just post and ghost. Like, don't get online and post. You really need to have some engagement opportunities when you're trying to grow your local market specifically. So maybe 10 minutes of engagement, post your story or your reel, and then 10 minutes of engagement after your post, I would say is a really good setup for you to have success.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Kelly, so much. I took down some notes and I hope you guys did as well. So I'm going to be sharing how I grow and meet new friends through Facebook groups. And this is something that has really helped me in the last year and a half to add new clients, new promoters going through my funnel. But before I do that, I want you guys to listen before making a decision, because I know that for me, sometimes I hear things like when I first started learning about Instagram, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. I already made a decision for myself before I had even started. So I want you to stop and listen to what I'm going to share, and then take a strategy and use it for the next 30 to 90 days. Okay. I personally love to meet people in person. I love getting people started on Thrive, but between COVID hitting last year and cancer hitting me, I had to find a new way in isolation to meet new people. So I had been in Facebook groups for years. Like, be honest, how many Facebook groups are you guys in? Put it in the chat. I'm probably in 40, right? I got Weight Watchers groups. I got South Florida moms groups. I've got, all these different groups that I was a part of, but I wasn't really utilizing them. And I definitely wasn't, the big word that Kelly said, consistent. And that's what I lacked. And so last year, January of 2021, I made a choice. And I kept my PPA at 8 and above the whole year while I was going through chemo. And I know that Facebook groups was the reason I was able to do that. So I'm going to give you guys an example and literally walk you through, and then I'm going to give you my tips for how to do this. Okay. So here's an example. I'm in a group where I know my ideal client hangs out. It's a mom of teenage boys group. I know a few of you guys are in here as well. So I see you guys in there. I get in there daily and I meet new people, and there's more to come on that. I'm going to literally break down how to do that. But here's an example of a girl I met named Julie. And I literally pulled up what she and I said last year, because this was such a great example. She had a son who's 17, just like me. And then she also has a daughter. We got to know each other because I liked one of her posts and I sent her a message. I started engaging on her social media. We talked. And after about 3 days of going back and forth and getting to know each other on Messenger, I heard her mention how tired she was from homeschooling, online learning, and having to work at the same time. I offered her a solution. Okay, so here's exactly what it sounded like. I said, hey, Julie, I get it. Being a mama and helping your kids online, cleaning up a house that's always busy and full, and the cooking that's nonstop plus working must be overwhelming right now. I get it. But how would you feel about me sharing with you how I get it all done and not snap at my kids as much as I used to? LOL, can't say I never snap at them. I never want to share unless you want to know, but I will say I went from sick and tired to feeling amazing. It reminds me of that song, Why Survive When You Were Made to Thrive? Okay, so she messaged me back and said, of course, I'm always up for new ideas. Then I replied with, I use a simple 3-step vitamin supplement system that's premium grade and the bioavailability is amazing. I felt mood support and energy in 4 days and mental clarity within the next 3 days following. Have you heard of the Thrive experience yet? Okay, so from there, we went back and forth about what it was. I got Sheila on the phone to share with her because she was willing to get on the phone with me because she had mentioned to me, will it help with headaches? And I know Sheila's story. Big tip right here, know people's stories. Get on the Lavelle fan page and read stories every day. Watch the videos on Lavelle's YouTube channel. You need to know the stories. I knew Sheila used to have headaches also. So I got her on the phone with Sheila. They talked. She wanted to make sure it was safe for her with headaches. And then when we got off the phone with Sheila, I simply said, so now you heard how the Thrive experience helped me. Then you heard just now how it helped Sheila. Are you ready to lose those headaches, gain more energy, and have better mood support and sleep? Okay, it was that simple. Now, I hate saying things are easy because there's no such thing as anything that's worth anything being easy, right? I mean, all you mamas out there know that. But simple, it is simple. You can follow a system and it can be simple. So write this down. Find 2 Facebook groups every quarter. Okay, a quarter is 3 months, 90 days. One group is going to be something that you care about. So for example, I am now vegan-ish. And so I'm in a vegan-ish South Florida group. Okay. And then one where you know your ideal client would hang out. Okay. Ideal client, all that means is somebody who you really love helping the most. Doesn't mean you only help them. I help anybody who wants to be on the Thrive experience because it works. But I do love working with women my age that are moms because I know how much it's helped me as a mom and a wife. Okay. So I know that my ideal client would also be hanging out in a mom of teenage boys group, like the example I gave you before. Then you're going to get into both of those groups every single day for 10 minutes in each group. That's 20 minutes total a day, and it's a non-negotiable. So on my calendar every single day, whether I decide to do Monday to Sunday, if you're going for a goal, that should be what you do, or Monday to Saturday or Monday to Friday, whatever it is for you, 2 groups, 10 minutes each every day, 20-minute non-negotiable. Now, here's what I do inside those groups. 3-2-1. If you guys are familiar with 3-2-1, that simply means 3 posts that you're engaging on with a like, 2 posts that you're engaging on by commenting with a question, so you get some interaction going, and 1 stands for going to their stories and interacting. But there's no stories on a Facebook group. So how do I do this? I go into the Facebook group. I look for 3 posts that I'm going to like on, okay? Then I find 2 posts inside that Facebook group that I'm going to ask an open-ended question on. Okay. Now, why do I do an open-ended question? An open-ended question is not a yes and no answer. So I make sure that if I was asking myself that question, I wouldn't respond with a yes or a no. Why? Because I want the engagement. I want to see who's going to respond back to me. Then the 1 stands for picking 1 person in that group that I'm going to go send a friend request to, and I'm going to go on their news feed as long as it's not private, and I'm going to 3-2-1 their page and then send them a message. Remember, 3 stands for 3 likes, 2 I'm going to engage with a question on, and 1 going to her stories and engaging. And then I'm going to send a private message, and it's going to sound something like this. Hey, Melissa, I loved what you said inside the Mom of Teenage Boys group. So now she knows where I know her from. I'm not some weirdo. And sometimes I'll even reference it about how many hours a kid should get to sleep at night as a teenager. I'd love to ask you, do your kids really stick to that system? Mine are really difficult when it comes to sleeping. Okay, so I'm asking her a question. I'm getting to know her. If you do this in both of those groups and you do it every single day for 7 days a week, you're going to have 14 new friends on Facebook. And I bet you 2 to 4 of them are going to continue a conversation with you as you continue to get to know them. And I also make it a goal to get to their pain points by the message 3 to 5. What do I mean by that? By the time we're going back and forth, I'm asking some questions like I did with that message with Julie of getting to know her. Like I was asking her, are your kids in school right now? Or are they doing online? How's that going? How are you able to manage it all? Right? So now, Julie, that example I gave you guys, she's not only on Thrive Experience, but she got her husband on Thrive and one of her friends on Thrive. So she's thriving for free and has been now for 3 months. I shared the business with her, but she wasn't interested. But guess what? She has been an absolute amazing referral for me and actually has helped me to hit a lot of different things like Punta Cana because she's referred a lot of people to me, even though she wasn't open to the business. I'm excited to hear from you because just a minute about how to walk people through that. If you heard in your head when I was sharing salesy or how will I even share Thrive with them, I want you to stop and ask yourself, would you share Thrive with that mom who's exhausted and tired at the soccer game sitting next to you on the bleachers? Would you share Thrive with a friend you just met at a party who complained of not being able to sleep? Then why would you not share with the people that you're meeting on social media? I always love this particular quote by Zig Ziglar. It's if you don't believe in your product or service enough to offer it to your own family and friends, then you should question the value of what you're selling. That's pretty powerful, right? So remember that as you're listening to these 3 different ways, right? You heard Hannah talk about in person. You heard Kelly talk about Instagram. You're hearing me talk about Facebook groups. It's about sharing the Thrive experience because like Hannah said before, it's gold. We know we have something that can help others. So I'm going to give you guys a quick action step. And then I think Beth's going to ask me a question. And then you guys are not going to want to miss what Beth shares. But here's my quick action step. Within 24 hours, I want you to go find 2 Facebook groups and then put on your calendar for this week, where are you going to spend 10 minutes into each of those groups, so 20 minutes total, and give yourself a goal by next Saturday, a week from today, you're going to have 12 new people that you met, 6 from each different group that you joined. Okay. I can't wait to hear how it goes for you guys. Feel free to tag me, send me messages. I want to hear all about it.
So the question that popped up, Blair, that was one that was an objection. When you make the transition to the Thrive experience, how do you do that and ask that? And what do you do when they say, oh, I can't afford that?
Well, okay. So I always believe that when somebody says they can't afford it, 90% of the time, it's actually you just haven't given them enough value. You haven't shown them what the Thrive experience is going to do for them or explained it. That's why I firmly believe in a 3-way call or a 3-way message. So they get validation and hear somebody else's story. They know it worked for me. Then they heard Sheila. They know it worked for her. And now it's, are you ready to see the results for yourself? At that point, if she said to me, I can't afford $160 right now, then there's a couple different paths you can go down and everybody's a little bit different, but this is what's always worked for me. I just simply say to them, okay, so what you're telling me is you really want help with XYZ. So let's talk about what you can get rid of so that you can afford that 160 month. Plus you can thrive for free by simply referring 2 people. Who can you think of right now who would love to feel XYZ, right? And then we kind of walk through what are they spending money on every single day. So I'm not telling them you can never have Dunkin' Donuts coffee again, but I am listening to what they're spending money on. And when my friend Elise did this to me, I realized I was going to Starbucks twice a week and probably spending about 20 bucks with 2 kids twice a week. That's $40 a week. 40 times 4, $160 a month I was spending, only going to Starbucks 2 times a week. And then she reminded me, probably not gonna need the Advil every day anymore. Probably not gonna need those 5-hour energies I was popping every couple times a week. It's about relationships. So get to know what they're spending their money on. Get to know them. Don't just hit them with that. But I will also say, you guys, don't forget to use the amazing tools that Lavelle provides, like our blog, like our YouTube channel, like our Facebook fan page. Maybe your team has a customer group. There's so many great things, and our credits. If you have credits every single month because you're thriving for free, you should be sharing those to help somebody else get started. I'll tell you right now that 50% commission bonus, I hit it with the volume with literally just one person because I offered her an amazing deal for each person she brought me. She got a certain amount of credits. And so she basically got half off her first month and she's already thriving for free for next month because I offered her an incentive, but I made her work for it and just hand it over, right? So just think outside the box sometimes, but it's about helping them and bringing value.
I think that Paul wants to talk.
Two things. Blair, I want to know the name in a second. You were someone you were thinking of that flat out in the last 2 weeks has been in a zone and deserves a $400 transferable credits. Again, these are credits that every one of you can use towards people ordering an experience pack, ordering a starter pack, etc. So she's going to give me a name in a minute, and Liz will apply $400 in transferable credits to that account. A takeaway for all of us that are on this Zoom right now, when I was listening to Blair, what I really took from that was flashbacks. And flashbacks for me are IPA. So I want you to write those 3 letters down: income producing activities. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. Income producing activities. Every single thing that Blair was talking about was an income producing activity. Now, I want you all to think, how many siblings, how many people in our immediate family? Oh, they're busy. They have never disciplined themselves to really go, what am I doing today? What am I doing this week? I may be a stockbroker. I may be a hairstylist. I may be who knows what, busy mom, whatever, right? Might be a school principal, might be a surgeon, doesn't matter. This is a business that is a massive opportunity. If you cover the basics from the beginning of this video or this Zoom to now, the next thing is foundational important things, income producing activities. Don't spend too much time communicating with one person. Do an example of what Blair was talking about with an income producing activity. She gave you activities to do. They are long-term income producing activities. If you have 12 new friends, who cares if any of them order this week? You have 12 new friends, you're establishing communication. I have friends that have waited 2 years to order the product. Do not be on this Zoom today thinking you're getting off of it and you're getting 10 new orders this week. What's the old saying? When people know how much you care, that's when they respond, when they know you're intentional. I can tell you all inside my internal belief system, what always resonates with me, I think about someone's aunt. I think about their mom. I think about people that are a little bit older than me going, what would they give to be able to feel like they did 10 to 15 years ago? It's always been embedded in my head since the first year, because the first year, all we sold, all we manufactured were these 2 products. And I'm going to say it again. If you have not earned $800 in commissions with our company right now, this is what you focus on, the purple and the orange, for the next 30 days. Okay. The products, what these 2 products are designed to do, and obviously give them a DFT. But I show you all those 2 products because I want you to have a foundation of, well, I can do this. I can focus on these 2 products. I can do those activities that Blair said, right? Here's the biggest thing, take away from Blair. The conversation was, the woman was tired. That was the lead in. Y'all got that? Did you know when you hop off this Zoom today, 7 to 8 out of 10 women and men that you're around, they're exhausted. They're tired. Why in the heck wouldn't your approach be towards the obvious? Towards the obvious. I've got 2 names real quick. I'm going to call out. Blair, did you get, what's the name of the person that you're giving $400 in transferable credits to?
Ashley Weeds.
Awesome. Congratulations, Ashley. Obviously, you've earned it. I personally want to say thank you so much for all the time you take away from your friends, family, kiddos to put into your future. You earned it because you have been focusing on yourself and your goals. So congratulations to you. I thought about this before this Zoom started this morning, and I want all of you to listen to me real close. I thought about this before the Zoom started this morning. The thought came from me this week, really building the coolest vision board I've ever built in my life. I've built a lot of them in 20 years, probably, I don't know, 30 to 40 of them in 20 years. This one's so cool. And I was thinking this morning, I want y'all to think about this. think about yourself a lot. Think about yourself a lot, because the more you do, the more you start realizing I need to zone in and go listen to abundance affirmations on YouTube. I need to go listen to Louise Hay on YouTube. I love y'all call me crazy. I'm a guy, Louise Hay, Hay House. You all go listen to some Louise Hay affirmations, and promise you all, you'll wake up the next day. Listen to it when you go to sleep. Right? Two names real quick. Write these names down, please, Liz. They have 2 minutes to email in. It is now 11:05, so I'm going to give you 11:08. Carol Sue Rem, Rehm, and Jamie Epperson. Carol Sue Rem and Jamie Epperson at 11:08. 11:08 Central. You must email in to calls@lavelle.com. I am a winner in the subject line, and it has to come from the email you have on file. You all, I'm going to have to, unfortunately, Leanne is out of town. I've got 3 boys. One of them is at a home where the couple has just left, and my boys got to go. We have a lot of activities going on around here today, but I'm going to be back. You all are going to see a lot of activity from us, the company. I want to say this as I hop off this Zoom. Do whatever you got to do between now and Sunday night. Mr. or Mrs. 200K, throw it out the window. Hear what I'm telling you right now. Hear what I'm telling you. You all have a 50% promo right now, commission bonus promo. Hear what I'm saying. Blair, Kelly, Hannah, Beth, everyone. Liz, get it out on social media, please. I want everyone to go for as many personal customer free accounts as you can before February 1st kicks off. You heard me say it. You heard me say it on this call, on this Zoom. Every one of you, 4K, not 4. Hey, if you are not 4K yet and you all have somebody brand new in this 200Ks, get your marching boots on. Get focused right now and say, Paul said it. Before the beginning of February, he said, my whole team needs to focus on 12 new personal friends. You know what? Let me get you a free account. I want you to watch this company grow. Blair, quick note for you real quick. The communication, the approach, the response, building the rapport, put together that in a Word doc, get it over to Liz. I want everyone to see this in the company updates in the week ahead. We're going to show you an example of how she built rapport and communicated. That also goes for Hannah, Beth, and Kelly. I want y'all to come and do a brainstorming session again on approaches, relationships, and give examples so that we can post that in the company updates this week. You all are appreciated. If I have not responded back to you for my birthday wishes, this is nothing better I could have done for my birthday than be here. I promise you all that. I am very grateful for life. I live it. I breathe it. I love the sunshine. I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for people believing in a vision that I had a long time ago. And you know what my vision was? It wasn't the financial blessings that have never in my life has it been about the financial blessings. However, I've always been motivated in life to be more than what my surroundings were. Wasn't trying to outpace my family or friends. I was just trying to get to a life I deserved. That's it. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have a gut belief that your mom needs to start the experience tomorrow morning. Your neighbor needs to start the experience tomorrow morning. You need to understand that the product is the saleswoman. You're not. Don't try to be a salesperson. If you want to go 200K, realize people are not as good at selling as you may be, especially you Zoomers, the leaders on the Zoom today. Let's teach people how to have simple approaches. Let's be consistent with IPAs. I'm going to turn it to you all and get ready for big announcements. Hey, all of you, hear me closely. Pretend today's the first day of the next 12 months of your life. Today's the first day, Blair. Between now and the 1st of February, I want to see how many free accounts you can get. Lead the charge. Give examples of how you're getting free accounts. Every one of you speakers, Hannah, give examples of how you're getting free accounts. I want you all to go bananas because you'll understand 1st of February what I'm talking about. That's all y'all need to know. Have faith. Do what I asked you to do, please. And I'll see y'all soon. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Paul. Happy birthday. All
So-
right. Well, the training is not over. Just so everybody knows, Paul had to scoot, but the training is still going on. So, so anyway, so we're going to continue. with Beth, and she's going to give us some great info. So keep taking notes and stick with us.
Stay here, you guys, because I have a promo that's personal to those on this Zoom. So I will share that at the end. And such great tips. I am actually thinking as we talk about social media. This past week, I lost my entire Instagram account, close to 9,000 followers. So make sure with the free accounts have never been more important to make that transition from the chit chat in the DMs to getting them in for your free account. So you have another way to have that communication. I love what Kelly said about get the phone number for the sample mail out. And I was able to go through and make some new connections. So today what I'm going to talk about, we've talked so much about how to find new thrivers and samplers and make those new connections. And I'm going to give you you are 3 feet from gold with your cloud office. And if you have 4 customers, if you have 1 customer, how to take that one thriver and expand and even grow to 12K and beyond with not forgetting about, like I call it like a one night stand with your newest thriver. So many times we're so excited when somebody says yes to Thrive and yes to a sample, we forget the most important part about what is going to grow our teams and grow our free thrivers. And that is the time when they say yes, when that mom of teens said yes to Blair, or the mom said yes, or the mailman said yes. It is the time from the moment they say they're ready to place an order where you get to make the most connection, and how you can help them through their first 7 days and beyond, and creating and building those relationships. The connection is so important. So I was able to even kind of hack into Missy Kremp, who has one of the biggest customer bases and customer referrals, on what she does day to day, and talk to many other leaders who have earned Auto Elite. And here's what I'll tell you is, from the moment they say yes, do you know their magic wand wish for the Thrive experience? Have you asked them, what would, if you were to make any wish for your health and wellness? Mine was, I just wanted my knees to not hurt anymore when I would go running and on the tennis court. The sleep, the weight loss, the mood support, that was all extra. My first wish was my knees. So make sure that you have this new thriver. Do you know why they want to thrive? I still use index cards because it's super simple for me. I do have them on a Google sheet and I do have it separated, but I need to pull out every single day when I'm making those connections. So when someone places their order, are you helping them to walk through and you want to have that Neiman Marcus Nordstrom? I'm at a 5-star hotel right now on vacation with my mom and I think if nobody told me when the different activities were happening, I would probably just like go to the beach and take a walk. So are you helping them when they place that order? Are you showing them how to use their free, oh, this is incredible. You have your own little cloud office, and isn't it cool that you can have referrals from the very first day? So I'm going to take Blair's thriver, her thriver, who is the tired teenage mom, and I'm going to say to her, oh my gosh, have you ever started like a walking plan, a diet plan, something that you have invited 2 or 3 friends along? I know I have a running group. And if she says that, I immediately will say, well, let's get them thriving together. Let's get 3 or 4 of your friends. We'll go on a message chat together and we'll go and I will support you all the way through. That's one way to help them thrive for free. But most importantly, I want you to really think about when you have a new thriver, get a big giant calendar and put their name on a sticky note and move them to day 1 and look at that and say, okay, the night before, I'm sending them a picture of my capsules on my nightstand. And I'm saying, I'm so excited for your experience to start tomorrow. Show me a picture of your capsules on your nightstand. And I'll usually make a pretty off-color joke if I know the person about what else is on your nightstand. The next thing I want you to do is say, remember, first thing in the morning, you're going to take those capsules as soon as your eyes are open and get ready. You are starting on your Thrive journey. I'm so excited to not only see what happens for your knee issues, but you will probably notice that you're in a really good mood. So I'm setting that stage. When they're waiting for their box to arrive, before that, I am giving them validation. So once they place their order, they are going to hear from me every single day. We lose people from the time they place their order. And then I have people will say, well, they haven't started yet. Their box is still sitting there. Share a fan page story. Put them on a 3-way chat. Hey, Blair, this is my friend Kelly. She's excited to get started thriving. Like you, she was looking for, she was having some issues with her. You were having neck issues. She was having some discomfort. Can you explain how Thrive helped you? I am going to make sure she is excited, walk her through, set the stage, and have her visualize what's going to happen when she starts thriving. If you have a customer community, adding to the customer community and setting, because people make a decision. I know that the Thrive experience works, but people make a decision if they are all in with Thrive, if they're going to drink their water, if they're going to, like, you guys know a lot of people who have said, well, it's not working for me. And they're like having a Diet Coke before they're taking their lifestyle mix, right? So you're setting the stage. Make sure that you're sharing something that shows how simple the 3 steps are. And when their box arrives, that is like the huge celebration. Oh my gosh, when your box arrives, snap a picture of it, take a selfie, let me know. I want to celebrate that the Thrive experience has landed on your doorstep. Let them see how to track that. And so what I do when the Thrive experience has landed on their doorstep, I will say, if I see that they're in their stories a lot, I'll say, share that in your stories and say, here's to better sleep and my better mood, their magic wand wish. And then I will tell them exactly what to do to start thriving for free, even before they start thriving. I'm setting the stage for that. Always, always remember that they are going to need your support. Here's why this is so good this is my best recruiting tip. Before they even order, I will give them the option. Hey, you can order as a customer and I can help you to earn your Thrive for free. It's an incredible way to thrive. Or if you want to earn some commissions, earn your Thrive for free, and make some new friends and be a part of a great community, you could come on in as a promoter as well. And that's exactly what Blair said to me. She gave me 2 options. I'm like, I'm going to make some money doing this. If I had read the fan page and I was thinking, I already know 6 people that need Thrive. I had hit my VIP 800 before my box arrived because I used the validation of other people's stories. So I want you just to think and visualize if all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't been doing that. That's okay. Start to think about how can you take your newest Thriver that said yes from the point of time that they ordered all the way through their first 30 days, thriving for free, perhaps upgrading to promoter by being a supportive, connecting human. That's it. So you can learn that there's a lot of different questions. We'll put these in your cloud office. Day 1, have you started to notice how you're feeling? Day 2, don't you love the simplicity of the Thrive experience? Day 3, how did you mix your lifestyle mix? When someone starts to tell me, oh my gosh, I noticed that I had more energy in the afternoon, I am immediately going to say to them, oh my gosh, tell me more. And I will start talking about thriving for free, or I will bring up again, like, listen, it's so simple to build a business along with helping other people feel as good as you feel. I'd love to get you connected with my friend Blair, who can share that with you. There are no magic words. There's just magic energy. So the difference when you heard Kelly and Hannah and Blair speak, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I had their confidence. I want you to just look at, I have the belief when every single person starts thriving with me, they're going to have an exceptional Thrive experience. I'm going to stay connected. You know all the 3, 2, 1s that you're doing for your people that aren't thriving yet? Are you doing that with your Thrivers? Are you understanding when they have a child that graduates from high school? Are you celebrating with them? Are you sending them notes? Are you sending them a thank you note when they first order their Thrive experience that has a sample pack in it of different shake flavors? Because if you are constantly on the search for a new Thriver, oh, got one. Oh, they didn't stay thriving. Take personal responsibility and say, what could I have done to create a better relationship, a better connection, perhaps even help them to problem solve if they're not feeling that day 10 super thriver feeling. I was a day 16 thriver. So I understand what it's like to not be a day 1, 2, 3, or 4 thriver. So the personal responsibility and the energy and belief. I have total belief when someone starts thriving with me that they absolutely positively will look at the business, because who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to have an extra full-time income or part-time income that they can build from their phone, that they can build by talking to their mailman? It's simple, it's easy, it's fun. And if they don't say yes to me on the first month or the second month, I'm continuously giving updates. I sent an update today to all of my customers and invited them to this Zoom. I have 3 on. I said, hey, I know you love the Thrive experience. We are an e-commerce world. Hop on today and learn a little bit more about how it looks to build a business. It can be part-time. You can go full-time like me, but you are my unicorn. I say that all the time because everyone that comes and says yes, they're a unicorn thriver. So I want to challenge you today with my action step. There's 2. And then Hannah has an action step that she didn't get to give, and she wants to give that. Like, she's like, let me give my action step. She is all about action with these samples. I want to challenge you to do 2 things. One is start to notice if in the comments you wrote, oh, people say no, they say it's too expensive. Oh, that sounds hard. Start to notice your thoughts around the business and the product, and just notice and shift that, and start to only say things. Oh, when people start thriving, they are always looking at how to help people to thrive for free. They just haven't done it yet. It might take 3, 4, 5 months because they don't really understand. No isn't no, it's just they need more information. And the energy around what you're bringing to the business and the consistency that you learned from Blair and from Kelly and Hannah. So Hannah has thrivers that start thriving because when she puts a sample in their hand, she's like, these 2 days, you're going to love it. And I can't wait for you to place the order. She has total belief it will happen. So they're like, yes, okay, sure. So the energy around what you bring to the business, start to notice that, and start to notice what thoughts, and say, oh, new thought. Everybody starts thriving with me and thrives for free, or starts into the business. My other action step is just write out. Don't worry about what I do or what Liz does or Kelly or Hannah or Blair. Write out, wow, when I first started thriving, it would have been really cool if my promoter had shared this on day 1, this on day 2. Be you, but be in communication. And sometimes they don't really respond back, but make sure of this. When you know your auto ship orders, and when someone starts thriving, you are at least touching base and checking in with them 3 times a month. And it's not just checking in, how's it going? Send an update to them personally. Look at their social media. Oh my gosh, your daughter made the varsity soccer team. That's incredible. Tell me more about that. Be a human first, and then make sure that you're always giving them updates. So I noticed that one of my thrivers, she just put that she's running a 5K and she's training, and I sent her a message and I said, are you using an app? And then I said, your order is ready to ship on the 25th. I would love to share with you our Pure product that you could add. That's an energy shot. It's great if you're going to do an afternoon run. And she was like, oh my gosh, tell me more. I have personal connection. So that is the key, is once somebody's thriving with you, one person, me saying yes to thriving. If it was only my family members thriving, I did the math. Only my cousins, my sisters, their referrals, only me, I would be a 12K with our personal family and cousin network and all of their referrals without ever recruiting one person into the business. Think about that. So it's one person and it expands like crazy, but it's consistency. I tell people all the time, I've been doing this for 7 years. I am still here. I'm still thriving, and I am not going to stop talking to you about it until you say yes. I'm like a little bold that way because I have so much confidence. And literally my friends will say when we're on the tennis court or we're out and somebody's yawning, and they'll say, oh, you need Thrive, and they'll laugh. And I'll say, yes, you do. So become a little crazy Thrive lady, Thrive man, and be so excited and confident and courageous about what it is that you do, because one single conversation that Blair sent to me, and I told her I wasn't interested. I thought the product was, I would never take vitamins that Elise was taking, and I would make fun of her social media, but I had enough validation on that 3-way call. One conversation has brought in, I would say, $50 million of sales of different people, because I said yes, and I was skeptical, and I was like, told her no 400 times about anything she ever suggested to me. So be bold. I know that Hannah wants to share her action step. And then was there a question that popped in because I was supposed to answer one question? Are we good?
Yes. So I have a question for you, and it is, do you ask your people if they would be all right with the three-way chat, or do you just put them in there?
So I always think of my three-way chats like tacos and margaritas. And this is what I would do is I would say, oh my gosh, Kelly's getting ready to thrive, and I want to put her in a three-way chat with Liz. So I would say, oh my gosh, Kelly, when you shared with me that in the afternoon, I find a pain point or something familiar, I'm going to connect you with my friend Liz because she explains that perfectly. And she also used to feel that way before she was thriving. Hold on, let me grab Liz. And I'll either put them on a chat I'm never selling. They're never having like, hey, Liz is going to upsell you here like a crazy car salesman. But I make it like, hey, we're looking for the best taco place on the island. Let me ask my friend Liz. She's been here before. It's super casual and they're grateful. So it's not a permission thing, but I many times will say, I'm adding my friend Blair to the chat. She's my first thriving friend, and she will explain this perfectly because my goal for you is to have the best Thrive experience. That's how I do it. That's how I roll. Hannah, what's your action step?
Okay, so I'm so excited because I literally was listening to all of you tell your action step, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even tell mine. I was so excited telling about my mailman, my sweet mailman. So my action step for you, I'm personally challenging you to go on your social media and make a post, put it in your stories, put a poll up. Today is Saturday, and it's the perfect time to do it. It's Sample Saturday. My goal, I will tell you, when I wake up every morning, my goal is to change one person's life that day. That might not mean that they buy a 4-week pack because, I mean, it doesn't happen. You don't get new customers every single day. It just doesn't happen that way. But you can at least change one life. And so I'm challenging you to post a thing on your poll, do a poll, do something so you can, and I have tack here because that's the only thing that I have sitting right in front of me. Post a selfie holding your 3 steps, post a sample bag and say, hey, I've got samples, like who wants them? You can, and don't, if you post a poll on there, don't make no an option. I know that sounds pushy or overbearing, but don't make no an option because people are going to be jerks and say no just because they can. So, Sample Saturday, I'm challenging you. You can tag me. You can tag me on Instagram. You can tag me on Facebook. You can do whatever you want to do, but also tag the company. We want to see you get samples out and get the products in people's hands. So that's my challenge, and that's my action step for you today. So Beth, I'm going to throw it back to you so everyone can hear this promo.
So here's the promo, and we have, so my winner that for the $400 of credits is Nancy Prosser. She has been thriving for 7 years. I have never seen anyone that is except for Hannah Kress that puts more Thrive into people's hands, and she has one of her newest thrivers at the top of our leaderboard and has people in VIP, and every day I get a message, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for so and so to start thriving. I can't wait because he's going to notice X, Y, and Z. She is and the 400 is going to Nancy for that. Here's the promo for those. Get ready. Drum roll, please. Promo for you that are still on this Zoom, and Liz might have to do some more explaining on it, but it's a 5+1. All you need to do in the next 48 hours is put in 5 new free customer accounts, 5 new free customer accounts, and 1 order of the Thrive experience, 1 upgrade order, customer or promoter, and you will be given in your cloud office 5 free sample mailouts, and it's just for this Zoom. Did I explain that okay, Liz?
Yes. And just you have between now and midnight on Sunday. So you have between now and then. If you get 5 free customer accounts and you get 1 experience or starter pack upgrade, so either for customer or promoter, then you will get 5 free sample pack credits in your account, so you can get those samples out. So this is an amazing promo. It's just for people on this call. So hopefully you guys will get it out there. Yes, it will be applicable. As far as so the sample pack credits, I think you can only send sample packs. You can't send them in every country, I don't believe. I think it's just in the United States and Canada for sample packs. So if you're in the United States and Canada, like this applies because the sample pack credits apply to those countries. So sorry, some people are asking if it's in Southeast Asia. Not yet. But I did want to say, did anybody else have a name that they needed to call?
Yes, we have one more winner, and I am so excited to announce Kathy Watson. You have won. So proud of you for what you have been doing in this month, and email and grab those credits. Thanks, Liz.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I just wanted to, let's say the promo one more time. It's 5 free accounts and 1 experience pack upgrade for customers or starter pack upgrade for promoters. And that's what you need to get. So it's 5 plus 1. And if you get that by Sunday night at midnight, you will get 5 free sample pack credits dropped into your account. Give us a little bit of time because you will need like Monday. I'm just saying, don't email customer support, please. Give us a little bit of time on Monday to drop your sample pack credits into your account because it'll take a little bit of work on our side. But anyway, but that is the promo. And then I just wanted to say it will be automatically added. So if you get it within that time frame, our lovely IT team here at Lavelle will go in and it'll be added. But but you have to do it within that time frame, and then it will be added. So that's the promo, and hopefully a great incentive for you guys to get out there and use everything that you've used in this training. 2 things I wanted to say, well, 3 things. Number 1, get your Thrive Palooza tickets. If you're on this call, if you really want to supercharge your business, I cannot tell you how many stories I have of people who ranked up when they went to Thrive Palooza. So that's one thing, get to Thrive Palooza. Mark your calendar for our next trainings. If you're at 80K and above, we're going to have a leadership call on February 1st. And if you are any rank, we're going to have another training on Wednesday, February 16th in the evening. So just let you guys know about those important dates. And just thanks everybody for joining us today. Thank you, wonderful leaders, Blair, Kelly, Beth, Hannah. You guys were awesome, really brought the fire today. And thank you so much. And then the other thing, a lot of people were saying like they don't have a supportive family or supportive friends, like in the comments. I will just say, reach out to other Thrivers. Look how many people are on this call right now. Like that can be your support. That can be the people who are your cheerleaders. Like there's no reason to do this alone. You do not have to do this alone. There are people here who want to support you and like want to build a circle of thriving friends with this. So anyway, so just, reach out to other Thrivers. Like they want to be here for you. So thanks everybody so much for tuning in on Saturday, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye everybody.